Hello and welcome to Lot 49 TV. Today is the 22nd of November. Let's talk about some news. So we have perhaps the start of World War III, or at least an escalation of the conflict between certain NATO powers and the Russian Federation. The US and the UK, obviously, Keir Starmer, have launched deep strikes into Russia with ATACMS in the Belgorod region, and I'm not sure where I think that the Storm Shadows may have gone into Kursk, but not sure about that one. And yes, the Russians responded by firing a brand new weapon into the Dnipropetrovsk, I believe is the Russian term for the city. It's a city on the Dnieper. They fired at what appears to have been a former missile construction complex of the Soviet Union's that was apparently still in operation by Ukrainian government. There was initially talk about this being an ICBM attack carrying multiple warheads that sort of spread out as it gets closer to the target. I believe they're called MIRVs, M-I-R-V. But this was, the Russians later corrected the record by announcing this is a new, oh yes, it was by a ICBM, I believe it was, but this would be the first use of an ICBM in attacking another country. And of course these warheads were capable of being nuclear as well, much like the long-range weapons used by the NATO, by British and American, used by British and American long-range weapons in Russia. So, tit for tat, I believe is the term. The new weapon, new missile is a Oreshnik. This is sort of like the demonstration of its abilities. It was fired from, I think it's somewhere across the Urals. This missile appears to have be able to carry multiple warheads in it. It reaches speeds of Mach 10, made the journey in about 5 minutes, and has a range of about 5,000 kilometers. So it could be fired from Russian soil against, it's an intermediate range ballistic missile, so it could be used to hit targets anywhere in Europe, possible exception with Iceland, and also has a range that, if deployed from the furthest eastern parts of Russia, it could also hit the city of San Francisco, Alaska, and Hawaii. So it could be used to attack the US naval base in Pearl Harbor, places in Anchorage and such. This was a test demonstration to show that the West had no ability to counter Russia's response if it chose to. If the West continues to escalate the conflict. This does not, however, mean that the war will continue to escalate. Putin gave a speech, gave the option for for the US and NATO, for the US and UK to rescind these orders about rescind permission for Ukraine to use these weapons to deep strike in Russia. If it doesn't, the Russians will respond against targets in against American and UK military targets. Weapons production facilities, I think they actually said. It may take a while for this new rocket system to be commonly available, but given that most of the important military infrastructure for NATO is kept distance, is out of normal weapons range for like Iskanders and whatnot, it would make sense that the Russians would probably start mass production of these Oreshnik missiles. Right, moving on. Yes, we also have some good news. The International Criminal Court, that is apparently only for people like for African leaders and people like Putin, has called for issued an arrest warrant for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former Defence Minister Yoav Gallant. So that's some good news. Now whether or not the countries that are signatory to this will agree to this, I don't know. The US is rather aggressive to countries that try to enact international law on any of its allies and members, any of its favoured personnel. So I don't know how far this will go, but it is an important milestone, I guess. But I think that's all I've got for today. It is a rather stressful time at the moment, obviously. It's rare to actually have to deal with the possibility that you maybe end up dying or facing death due to the utter incompetence and inhumanity of others in being powerless to stop it. But I don't think there is still plenty of opportunities for us to escape that fate. You know, thanks to the eternal patience of the Russians, seemingly monumental patience of the Russian government, and calm collectedness, we will probably hopefully escape that fate. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've left some links down in the description for the image sources I've used. I've also probably left some go watch videos for other YouTube channels that have inspired this video. Feel free to watch them. Having good sources of information is always important, and till next time, have a good day.